say, for example, this is the side that's the problem, right, you're on. So always go to the uninvolved side and try to really keep the weight bearing the same and just really pull it right underneath there. If you can feel like they move, that's all the shift has range-wise, right?
So you're pulling towards the uninvolved side first.
Yeah. It's like, because their pain's more on the left, right? And then if you come over here, and you got them here, and then you pull this way, and they just like hit this wall, and they'll just like, oh, that doesn't go, right? If that stays kind of nasty for a while, that could affect your ability to, like, you know, can they do a press up, can they, all that stuff, right? And they say, and McKenzie always says, you know, that has to improve first before you can really start pushing, get extension. I'm not sure exactly why, you know, so what all the components are behind it, but it does fit that. I check that all the time with folks that are like, oh yeah, I couldn't straighten that. So I'll ask the history. If they come in not shifted, I'll say, when you first came on, could you not get straight? You know, so you bias your questions a little bit to see whether or not. If that doesn't, they can't answer that, or does your partner say that you're off to one side when this happened? You know, oh yeah, no, not this time, right? So hopefully, those can be a little bit tough to treat, right? So they would always give us these scenarios like that are the difficult patients to treat, like changing shifts. You know, when shifts like those are always difficult. Contralateral straight leg raise, those are always difficult. So all those things that just kind of are a little bit funny, like probably Jack talked about the regular versus irregular patterns, right? So when somebody comes in that's not fitting like this regular thing, that, you know, then you have to kind of put your thinking, you really have to start thinking like, what is it? Like, you know, do I have to look at neural tissue a bit closer? Do I have to look at this a bit closer? All these different things, right? So when they start to have that stuff happening, then you probably, maybe manual stuff's not going to be the best. You know, get a good exam down, and maybe they just need to be probably strengthened. Strengthening might be better, you know, start off, you know, until they, and Jack would always say, right, and Brian Edwards would say, like you want to get them from being irregular to more regular and so on. But the irregular ones could be bad because of lots of other biopsychosocials, right? You know, lots of other things that you can't, we don't know now. But that's kind of how we were presented that stuff. But probably now the irregular stuff now is probably more life, you know, stuff, more chronicity of, you know, they saw their mother look like that or their dad look like that, and, you know, stuff like that. Just word nurture versus nature, right? You know, those are hard.
So I just want to clarify, right? So it's like I'm coming in with symptoms on the left leg, and you would pull me to that side.
So funny, Mike. So like I would do the I would overpress the non-involved side first, right? So
Yeah.
I'd pull you that way to try to incriminate to feel what the right side feels like. Okay. And I'd go, okay, this is normal for them, you know, not too bad. Sometimes that can be a little positive too, because they often will have intervertebral disc and facet joint problems, right? So the stretch of the facet joint can hurt too, right? Could be uncomfortable, I should say. And so you might have, but that pulling towards the side, man, it's going to be, you guys, the more you start to feel that, the more and you have to practice it, right? It'll just feel like it just doesn't, and then they'll start to sweat in your hands, man. They'll just like, yeah, it's like, they go, oh, can't do that, or it's like, you know, so that's why you want to do it actively first.
Got you. Okay.
Cool. So which just, again, so he's having pain
On the left.
on his left, and he's shifted over here.
But yeah, but this is the one that's not shifted. Say, for example, they come in and they're not shifted at all, right? So make sure you just test the uninvolved side first. You know, say, okay, just boom, pull them towards you, pull them away, right? Make sure you. But if they're already shifted, yeah, then just do this. You know, just make them do that.
And you're saying when you said test the uninvolved side, pull the pelvis.
Yeah, that passive test is way provocative. I mean, it can be really nasty. You can just have somebody buckle in your feet. It's so comfortable. Yeah. I don't do that.